What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we have a really fun one because I bought a bunch of the classic WCW belts, and these were some of the first replica belts ever produced, as this big gold was made in 1999. I believe this is the first official replica ever really produced. And then we also have the WCW United States title right there, also from 1999. And we have a couple other belts, and you'll be able to see them in the background very soon. But this big gold is super nice. Well, it's as nice as you can imagine for a belt that was made in 1990. And I believe these plates are 1 millimeter thick, which is kind of crazy, especially when you compare it to a belt made nowadays. But look how thin these plates are. But the one thing that's insane with all these belts is the condition. Now, I got these from a collector, and there've only ever been one. He was the only owner of it. I'm the second owner of all these belts, which is insane to me. And he had these belts on display for a little bit, and then after that, he actually just boxed them up and put them in a storage unit for like 10 to 15 years, which is insane. Just nuts that they were able to stay in this condition. So you do have the Ric Flair nameplate there, which isn't nice. I mean, it does have the option of the removable nameplate. Now, I don't plan on keeping this big gold or the WCW United States title, so those are for sale. But the other belts I do plan on keeping. So here you have the side plates, and I mean, the detail for 1999 isn't bad. And I mean, look at this strap. Now, the strap, it's thick, it's stiff, I'm not going to lie, but it's held up for all these years, and it's not bad. So you got the black strap there, and then here we have it the other way. Also, these belts were set in the cold for quite some time, so it's a little like warped a little bit from the cold, but it will fix over time. And then if we look on the back of the belt, you can see right there, 1999, made by WCW or Figures Toy Company. So yeah, this was the first replica ever produced, which is insane to me. And you can see on the back, this sold for $125, probably back in 1999. I'm not too sure. But now let's move on to the WCW. And this belt was quite a step up from the WCW Big Gold. It was still made in 1999, but the etching's a lot deeper on it, and the plates are 2 millimeter thick instead of 1 millimeter. Now, I did mention that these belts were made by WCW or Figures Toy Company. They weren't the same thing. So Figures Toy Company, they produced the replicas for WWE, WWF, and WCW, and ECW. So they pretty much just made all the replica belts. And they worked with WWE all the way until, I believe, 2013, 2014, before their quality issues, WWE kicked them to the curb and started doing everything themselves. I think they still use the same factory, though. I'm not too sure. But this belt, also 2 millimeter thick, and like I said, the detailing is way better. But the biggest thing is, this belt has a few tiny little scratches and marks, but the condition is just insane. Especially the condition on the strap. The strap is insane. Like, there's no bends in it, no creases really, which is just nuts to me. Then you go on the back here. Here's the strap. It's a little like, it could be use a wash down. Like I said, these were in storage units for, I believe, 15 years. But on the back of this one, you can see once again, 1999. And the strap, honestly, WWE barely made improvements until just recently, in the past couple years. The straps were all the same. Pretty much, this actually might be better than some of the WWE straps qualities until recently. But yeah, this belt's also for sale because I already have the newer WWE shop version. So like, I really don't need like a 2 millimeter version. It's still a nice belt though. So now let's move on to the hardcore title. And the hardcore title is really interesting because this belt was never actually used on television. So I believe how it went is Jamar, the belt maker for the WWF during the Attitude Era, WCW, I believe ECW as well, he held a contest, a belt designing contest for the actual hardcore title design. And this design actually won it, but it never was used on TV. So they decided for whatever reason to make this the replica that was sold. So the actual hardcore title was never actually released, which is really weird. And the winner of the design was supposed to get a replica of this belt, like this specific replica, but I don't believe he ever got that either. So at the top, you got the newer WCW logo. I know a lot of people hate that. I personally don't mind it, honestly. I don't think it's that bad. You got the barbed wire border all the way around it. The two sledgehammers, which I think look pretty cool. Hardcore World Champion, the fire coming out. A nameplate. Now, the nameplate on this one is not removable. Yeah, I was feeling around on the back. Not removable. But now if we go to the side plates, you got the crutch, you got the shovel, you got the Flames WCW. which that's an interesting WCW logo. You've got the barbed wire around the side plate. And now let's move around to the other side, and it's the same exact thing. And once again, strap quality is insane, or strap condition is just insane. Now, I believe this one was made a little bit later. I think this one was made in 2000. Let's see on this one. Yep, 2000. So still a 25-year-old belt in this condition with the plates borderline perfect. No tarnishing, nothing. I don't believe there's anything wrong with the plates whatsoever on this one. I'm definitely keeping this one for myself because these belts really don't come around that often, and I got a pretty good deal on it. And lastly, now we're going to move on to the last belt in this lot, the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. And honestly, I feel like this design just doesn't get enough love. It's a really, really interesting belt. So it kind of looks like, you can definitely see where the WWE Cruiserweight title was directly inspired by this. And this design has been used in other belts. I actually made a video recently about a YouTube short. I'll link it in the description below. But yeah, this thing's pretty nice. You got the classic WCW logo there. You have the nice banners around, I guess the banners. Then you have the like Roman or Greek pillars, which look nice. Cruiserweight Wrestling Champion. No nameplate on this one, but once again, insane that the strap is so nice and not damaged. I know I've said that probably like 7 times, but I'm really, really impressed. Usually the straps are bubbling and just in really bad shape. And then this is an interesting side plate, I'm not gonna lie. This side plate is absolutely massive. You don't really see belts with this massive of a side plate, especially when the main plate's so small, but you got that right there. You got some like filler, you got the WCW logo there, and then it is the same way on the other side. And once again, we'll open this thing up on the back so we can see the date, and I believe this one also 1999. So pretty cool collection. Now, I wish this collection included the other 2 replicas, which I believe were the WCW Tag Team title, and then I believe the WCW television title was also produced. I don't think any other official WCW replicas were produced or made. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I found a couple on eBay, but they were some of them were actually more expensive than this entire lot. I think one was like $600 alone for the tag titles. I couldn't even find a television title. I'm pretty sure they did release that though in replica form. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about these belts. What was your favorite design that I showed off? Was it the Big Gold, the United States, the Hardcore, or the Cruiserweight? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to go with this Cruiserweight belt. I think this thing is super, super awesome. Very glad to have it. You can kind of see me in the reflection there. But yeah, pretty cool collection. I got a great deal on it. And if you guys are interested in the WCW United States title or the Big Gold, definitely DM me on Instagram or email me at avwithbelts@gmail.com and we can work out a deal. But yeah, I think this is a very nice pickup and much needed for the collection. And I think, honestly, that shelf of classic ROH has to get moved now because we got to have space for the US title that I already have, the Cruiserweight, and the Hardcore title. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this collection pickup, though.